وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما وعملا وفقها في الدين يا رب العالمين وألحقنا بعبادك الصالحين. Inshallah, we continue on the book of foods, of eating, on the chapter of eating. Here, there's a couple of hadiths that we are going through, inshallah, on the chapter of Targhib wa Tarhib by Imam Hafiz al-Mundhiri. Here, there comes a hadith where a person had a large stomach. This is something which is frowned upon in our Sharia. Frowned upon in our Sharia. It is looked down upon in our Sharia, that a person have a large belly. وعن أبي جحيفة رضي الله تعالى عنه قال: أكلت ثريدة من خبز ولحم ثم أتيت النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم فجعلت أتجاشأ فقال: يا هذا كف عنا من جشائك فإن أكثر الناس شبعا في الدنيا أكثرهم جوعا يوم القيامة. رواه الحاكم وقال صحيح الإسناد ورواه ابن أبي الدنيا والطبراني في الكبير والأوسط والبيهقي. وزادوا: فما أكل أبو جحيفة ملء بطنه حتى فارق الدنيا كما كان إذا تغدى لا يتعشى وإذا تعشى لا يتغدى. سبحان الله. وفي رواية لابن أبي الدنيا قال أبو جحيفة: فما ملأت بطني منذ 30 سنة. الله أكبر. This hadith states, Abu Juhayfa, one of the companions of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he ate food, tharid, made of khubz and laham, made of bread and some gravy, probably with some meat as well, with some meat. ثم أتيت النبي, then he came to Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam and he began to burp, like that. Okay, just to give an example. Meaning he ate so much that he started burping in front of others. And this is extreme level of disrespect to others. Okay? He couldn't control it. He wasn't doing it out of the way I done it. He done it because he couldn't keep it in. So he began to burp. Then Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam made a statement after seeing this. فَإِنَّ أَكْثَرَ النَّاسِ شَبْعًا كُفَّ عَنْكَ مِنْ جُشَائِكَ, meaning stop your burping. And then he said, for indeed on the day of judgment, the people that will be the most full, meaning the most satisfied when it comes to food, they will be the most hungry on the day of judgment. The moment this Sahabi heard this hadith, he said, Rasulullah said, stop your burping. And then he said, on top of that, verily those who are eating the most in this dunya will be the most hungry on the day of judgment. When he heard this statement coming out of Rasulullah's mouth, what did he do? For next 30 years, he never filled up his stomach, never ate to his fill. Never ever for the next 30 years in his life, until he lived, until he died. He never ate a full meal, eating to his complete utmost full. The hadith also, the extension of the hadith in the other books, he mentions that when he used to take lunch, he never used to eat dinner. Whenever he used to eat dinner, he never used to eat lunch. Meaning he used to stick to one meal a day for the rest of his life. This makes it more clear in the other part of the edition of the other hadith. So he stuck to one meal a day. After he heard this from Rasulullah, he stuck to one meal a day, and not just any meal, one meal a day, either lunch or either dinner. And when he ate that lunch or dinner, he made sure that he's never full. He made sure that he's never full. This was the practice of the love of Rasulullah. Whenever they heard something, it wasn't because it was fard for him. It wasn't because it's wajib for him. They didn't care about wajib and fard. They cared about what Rasulullah thought about them. Okay? So this is from our Sharia. This is from our Sharia. As we can see, this hadith is sahih according to Imam al-Hakim, Imam al-Bayhaqi, Imam Tabarani, and Ibn Abi Dunya as well. وعن جعدة رضي الله تعالى عنه أن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم رأى رجلا عظيم البطن فقال لأصبعه. This is for me, firstly, to take lesson. Okay? Maybe you're thinking I'm just speaking to you. No, it's for me as well. We find it very difficult because of the types of food that we eat. Unfortunately, because we eat fast food, our mind and our brain, by the time the signal goes to our mind and our brain, we're already overate. Okay? And it's unfortunate, it's a culture as well. Okay? It's hard to control your nafs. But it is one of the things that Imam Ghazali said you must control. These two are the main things. If you can control your hunger, your food, the food intake, and your private parts, then inshallah, your Jannah will be made easy. وعن جعدة رضي الله تعالى عنه أن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم رأى رجلا عظيما. Rasulullah saw a man with a huge stomach, huge belly. فقال بأصبعه, Rasulullah said with his stomach, he was poking, لو كان هذا في غير هذا لكان خيرا لك. If this, meaning this stomach, was in some other place, then it would have been better for you. Okay? If this stomach would have been in a different place, then it would have been better for you. Okay? Meaning use your energy. Don't make it store up. Don't make it store up in your belly, because this is going to cause diseases. Okay? رواه ابن أبي الدنيا والطبراني بإسناد جيد والحاكم والبيهقي. This is also narrated in those 4 books. Okay? وعن أبي هريرة رضي الله تعالى عنه قال لا يؤتين يوم القيامة بالعظيم الطويل الأكول الشروب. Subhanallah. This is to emphasize the point. Okay? To emphasize the point. Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu says that on the day of judgment, people that are tall, very large, very big, fat, that were eating in this world like crazy, that were eating a lot, drinking a lot, they could eat tons and tons of food. These people will be brought on the day of judgment. فَلَا يَزِنُ عِنْدَ اللَّهِ جَنَاحَ بَعُوضَةٍ. On the day of judgment, when they will be weighed on the scale, mizan, we all believe in the mizan, it's part of our aqidah, that we will be weighed on a scale, physical scale, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made. We will be weighed there, and this person, although he's a huge person, he can eat tons and tons of food. He can eat so much food. He's a huge person, tall person, fat person. He can eat so much food. He can eat a whole tal by himself. He can eat 2-3 liters of drink, of tea. فَلَا يَزِنُ عِنْدَ اللَّهِ. On the day of judgment, he won't be even the weight of a mosquito. Even a mosha. Bengali, mosha. On the day of judgment, he won't be equal, his weight will be not equal even to a mosha, to a mosquito. وَقْرَأُوا إِن شِئْتُمْ فَلَا نُقِيمُ لَهُمْ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ وَزْنًا. And then Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, read if you wish the verse of the Quran, فَلَا نُقِيمُ لَهُمْ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ وَزْنًا. This is referring to kuffar. This is referring to kuffar. That on the day of judgment, they will not have any weight to be given, meaning their weight will be next to nothing. They have nothing to show for themselves on the day of judgment. But here, of course, it's been taken literally because of this hadith, that a person may be huge, maybe a big bodybuilder. He can eat 10,000 calories a day. Yeah? But on the day of judgment, because of his kufr, he will be weighed next to nothing. Weighed next to nothing. And we went through the hadith. The Muslim eats with 1 stomach and the kafir eats with 7 stomachs. So we should make shukr for the little that we eat, and we must eat little. This is part of the sunnah. Some people, if you have a disease, if you have an illness, and it's hard to maintain, then you should try your best. You should try your best to eat little. And the right foods. The hardest part is to, in this day and age, which this fitna was never ever there in history. In the whole 1,400 years of history, humans never faced this. In this 100 years, in this 50 years, what we are facing with fast food, anytime you go to any superstore, you're bombarded, literally bombarded. Every line is bombarded with so much fast food, so much artificial food, so much packaged food, so much tinned food. So this is affecting us even more. It's harder to be on a normal, natural human diet. Okay? Another verse of the Quran he mentions in the commentary, Inna Allah la yanzuru ila, this is another hadith. Inna Allah la yanzuru ila suwarikum wa la ila ajsadikum walakin yanzuru ila qulubikum wa a'malikum. Verily Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not look at how you look. Does not look at how your form is. Are you a bodybuilder? Are you a tri-marathon athlete? Are you a racer? Are you a rower? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't look at all that stuff. Wala ila ajsadikum, not at your bodies. Not your body. Walakin yanzuru ila qulubikum wa a'malikum. But Allah sees your hearts. What is your intention? What is your intention for coming for Jummu'ah? What is your intention to go and give your child to maktab classes? What is your intention to give your child boarding and give 3,000-4,000 pounds fees every single year? What level of sacrifice is that for your child? But that child becomes a sadaqah jariyah for you. For you, it's your benefit. It's not his benefit. It's his benefit as well in this dunya and akhirah. But it's through you. It's through the money that you earned as a Uber driver or whatever, or as working in cash and carry, working in the fish shop, working in the barber shop, working 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. But you done this as sadaqah jariyah. Every penny that you gave of that fees to your child, whether girl or boy, boarding madrasa, to make them an hafiz, to make them an alim, to make them a qari, whichever field that you wanted your child to go into, every single penny of that is sadaqah jariyah. Every single penny is not just sadaqah jariyah, it's the best of sadaqah jariyah, because you're doing it to your son, you're doing it to your whole progeny, you're doing it to your whole offspring. Every single child that comes in that generation, from your generation, all the reward is gonna go to you. All the reward is gonna go to all his children. He's gonna try to make them hafizis, he's gonna try to make them qaris, he's gonna try to make them alims. So the reward goes to who? The reward goes to you, because you started off the sunnah of making them into alims and hafizis, whereas other people were making them into doctors and engineers and lawyers. وعن عبد الله بن مسعود رضي الله تعالى عنه قال نظر رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إلى الجوع في وجوه أصحابه فقال أبشروا فإنه سيأتي عليكم زمان يغدى على أحدكم بالقصعة من الثريد ويراح عليه بمثلها. قالوا يا رسول الله نحن يومئذ خير؟ قال بل أنتم اليوم خير منكم يومئذ. Subhanallah, this hadith is ajib. This hadith رواه البزار بإسناد جيد. This is the authentic hadith. Abdullah bin Mas'ud radiallahu anhu says that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he said, he looked at the hunger of all the companions, all the Sahabi. They were very extremely hungry, most likely in Khaybar or somewhere, where they were in extreme hunger. They didn't eat for 3-4 days. Okay. فَقَالَ أَبْشِرُوا, take glad tidings, take good news. For indeed a time will come upon this ummah. A time will come upon this ummah. Rasulullah is saying 1400 years ago. Okay, 1450 years ago approximately now. He's saying this, he's saying a time will come upon this same ummah of mine that whole plates of food will be given in the morning, this will be taken away then, and then whole plates of food will be given in the evening. Is this what we are not living in? Is this the luxury that we are not living in? In the morning we have plates and plates of food, in the evening we have plates and plates of food, unlimited. Allahu Akbar. The Sahaba said, will we be in a better condition? Will our Iman and Islam be better that day or today? Rasulullah said, no, your Iman is much better right now in this hunger. Your Iman is much, much, much better in this hunger that you are facing right now. Imagine they're going through 3 days, 4 days of starvation, and Rasulullah is saying this glad tiding to them. That no, people will be eating 2-3 meals a day, 4 meals a day, 5 meals a day. They will have unlimited food in the morning and in the evening, in the lunch and the dinner, unlimited food. But they will not be better than you. You are better than them because they will be spoiled. Fasad will occur. The more you eat, the more pleasures and desires are aggravated. You have more desires to do haram. That's why Rasulullah says, the one that is not married, fast. What fasting is this? Eat so little that you don't even have the power. Eat so little that you don't even have the power to think of those things, leave alone do those things. Okay, this is the advice for the youngsters. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk.